Everybody everywhere, I'm waiting on you. I want to start our time of teaching today by reintroducing, repeating, reiterating something that I articulated last week, which was the anchor to that particular lesson. And here it is, just in case you weren't here or you've forgotten. Most of the strides you want to make are going to take longer than you want them to take. Most of the strides you want to make are going to take longer than you want them to take. Every human will ultimately and inevitably experience situations and seasons that feel like delay. Much of what happens in and through your life is going to happen in a way that is consistent with a phrase that is coined and curated by Dr. Mark Batterson. Most of what is going to happen in our life is going to happen gradually and then suddenly. Therefore, every disciple of Jesus must be mentored, coached, trained on how to properly steward and how to properly handle the gradually. We must be introduced to God's way of managing these seasons and these situations, because if we steward them God's way, we come out of delay better and not bitter. And this text here in the book of Ecclesiastes offers us some important insight on how to steward delay God's way. Ecclesiastes is situated in a section of the Bible known as wisdom literature. Let the church say wisdom. Remember, the Bible is organized in a way that's similar to a bookstore. The content is organized based on sections. And there is a section that contains books that God intends to use to impart wisdom to the godly. Job is an example of wisdom literature. So although the book of Job is encouraging, the purpose of the book is an encouragement. Although the book of Job is inspiring, the purpose of the book is an inspiration. The purpose of the book is to impart wisdom for those of us who are dealing with seasons of adversity for which God refuses to give you an explanation. The book of Job is intended to instruct us and equip us on how to handle hard seasons wisely, to have convictions and testimonies that are so anchored in the reality of God's character that we trust his heart even when we don't understand his hand. So even in the midst of confusion and calamity, our testimony and our conviction becomes, though he slay me. I need some old saints here. Yet will I trust him. In the midst of unexplainable loss, we can look at what we lost and not spiral into a cycle of despair, but we can make an objective assessment of God's consistent generosity and say things like, the good Lord gives and the good Lord takes away, but blessed be the name of the Lord. Am I talking to anybody at the 12:30 that's lost some things, but you didn't lose your praise? Let me go over to this section here. I said, am I talking to anybody that's lost some things, but you didn't lose your praise? You didn't lose your mind. You didn't lose your conviction. You didn't lose your commitment. And the things you lost can get you conviction and commitment. But conviction and commitment can get you the things you lost. I'm talking wisdom. It's wisdom literature. The existence of wisdom literature is a polemic against a reductionist view of what it means to be godly. It's a corrective. The existence of wisdom literature in the Bible is pushing back against the notion that godliness is simply reduced to ethics and righteousness. It provides a more comprehensive picture of who God actually is. And godliness is not just living righteously, it's living wisely. Come on here. God doesn't just give wisdom, he is wisdom. Come on. Paul says Jesus is the wisdom of God personified. Luke 2:52 says that Jesus grew in wisdom and in stature. Come on. And in favor. Y'all missed it. You missed the sequence. Wisdom and in stature and in favor with God and man. It was the wisdom that came before the favor. And there are people that are praying for the favor when we should be praying for the wisdom, because wisdom is a reductionist view of what it means to be godly. It's a corrective. The existence of wisdom literature in the Bible is pushing back against the notion that godliness is simply reduced to ethics and righteousness. Because when wisdom walks out, Cain walks in. Whatever area I don't have wisdom in, I'm exposed in. Whatever area I don't have a wisdom in, I'm vulnerable in. Whatever area I don't have a wisdom in, I am fragile in. And the enemy understands this, and so when he can't get you with the lack of righteousness, he'll try to get you with the lack of wisdom. Did you hear what I just said? Some of our suffering is not a result of sinfulness. Some of our suffering is a result of silliness, what the Bible calls folly. And I need somebody to admit that you have had some silly season. But a wisdom wages warfare against silliness. It is a spiritual weapon that protects, promotes, advances us. Because sometimes our greatest enemy is the inner me. So Ecclesiastes is situated in this collection of books that gives us wisdom. Am I making sense? Yeah, during the relationship conference or one day, we'll see next week. Yeah, we'll look at some wisdom from Songs of Songs. Songs of Songs. That gives us some wisdom relationally. Am I making sense? Ecclesiastes is really unique. It is, this is debated, but generally speaking, Ecclesiastes is attributed to Solomon. And what makes Ecclesiastes a bit more distinctive or different, that makes it distinctive and different from Proverbs, which is also widely accredited to Solomon, is that Proverbs is what's called a collection of truisms. Y'all not bored, are you? I'm good. Okay. It is reflections on how life generally works. And when people don't understand that it's a truism, they treat it like a promise. And so when there are aberrations and anomalies, now they lose credibility in God's word. So generally speaking, when you train up a child in the way they should go. But just like the prodigal son, are y'all here? Just like the prodigal son, and just like God, who's a good father to us, all of us have been blessed with free will, and sometimes you disciple right, and you pray right, and you invest right, and there are anomalies and aberrations. So Proverbs is truisms. Does that make sense? It talks about hard work and how hard work pays off and how hard work is profitable. But if you're being exploited, if you're being exploited and used or abused or handled unjustly, there could be aberration. So whereas Proverbs is this collection of truisms, Ecclesiastes is what's called reflective wisdom. It's observations and reflections given by a man who's lived life long enough to see how life turned out when you do or don't do what's in Proverbs. Did you hear what I just said? It's a person, it's Solomon who's lived through some stuff now to say this is how life turns out. And there's some people that debate on this, but here's where I land with this. I think there is, although the content contained in this book is, I think, second to none. We can not only learn from the content, we can learn from the communicator. Because the man who writes Ecclesiastes is the man who didn't take his own advice in Proverbs. So he's saying good stuff in a bad spirit. There is a degree and a dimension, not just of objectivity, this is my stance, but a degree of cynicism that you can pick up in his writings. Because there's some things he told us not to do in Proverbs that he did. And then are y'all here? Yeah, he's the one that said, guard your heart. I don't hear my church now. With all diligence, for out of it flows the issues of life. He didn't guard his. So where in one season of his life, he was anchored in the theology of Yahweh and wholly and deeply committed to God. When he began to open his heart to what was called strange women who didn't share that religious value system, what was the warning? They're going to turn your heart, Solomon, toward their gods. Is that the book? And so what does Solomon do? He begins to open his, I don't have time, but I'm going to talk about it. Because he thought he could just philander physically and there'd be no impact emotionally. But at some point, y'all aren't talking to me. It doesn't matter, it doesn't mean, it's just, and then all of a sudden, you're not texting me back, and you're not calling me back. Now, next week, God warned him. And he goes from this man that's just anchored in the theology of Yahweh to a degree of undeniable syncretism that produces this degree of cynicism in his writings that I think contributes to him saying things like vanity. We need to listen to this man. And this man offers some insight in chapter 11 that can assist us in stewarding seasons of delay. We picked up in verse 4. But to make sense of what Solomon is saying, I think we need to revisit verse 1. Because verse 4 is a continuation of a conversation started in verse 1. And in verse 1, Solomon makes a recommendation for economic diversification. Ship your grain across the sea. After many days, you may receive a return. Then watch verse 2. Invest in 7 ventures. Yes, not 8. This is direction, not a directive. Some people take this literally, but he's advocating for diversification. He says, because you don't know what disaster may come on the land. Do y'all see that? So remember now, this is reflective wisdom. This isn't just something he's conjuring up mentally. He's seen some things. And based off of what he's seen, he says, here's my recommendation. Ship your grain across the sea. Now, grain in this context was not just, watch this, an expression of currency. It was, but it was also an expression of competency. You had to know what you were doing to get grain. Did you hear what I just said? So he says, I want you to take the evidence of your competency and not limit your competency to the local market. I'm not saying skip the local market, but what you're capable of is broader than the local market. So come on here. So I need you to value your grain enough to know that there are some people on the other side of the sea who need what you know how to do. And many people are trying to force their grain on people who don't want it, instead of shipping their grain to people who do want it. And I want to tell some of you, the problem may not be with your grain. The problem may be you want people you want to want your grain, instead of giving your grain to people that are waiting on it. Your competency to people that are waiting on it. Your gifting to people that are waiting on it. Your anointing to people that are waiting on it. I'm not asking, do you have grain? I'm asking, do you know where to send it? It's quiet at this service. I don't. Ship your grain. Somebody wants it. Somebody needs it. Somebody's been praying for it. Ship your grain. Don't minimize your grain. Are y'all here? She says, ship your grain on sea. After many days you may receive a return. Okay. So this is, he's had some observations. Then he makes a recommendation in verses 1 and 2. Then we get to verse 4. He makes another observation that can seem random if you don't see the connection between what he says in verse 4 and verse 1. He says, whoever watches the wind will not plant, and whoever looks at the clouds will not reap. That's got a lot to do with verse 1 and 2. Whoever watches the wind will not plant. Do you see that? Am I in the book? He says, whoever watches the wind will not plant. And then he says, whoever looks at the clouds will not reap. Am I in the book? Okay, listen to this now. Here's what we can surmise from what Solomon is saying. I am telling you to do something. I'm making a recommendation in verses 1 and 2. But then he says, based off of what I've seen with people, they are unable to do verses 1 and 2. Because they do verse 4. You can't ship grain you haven't harvested. And you cannot harvest where you haven't planted. And he says, whoever is looking, come on, at the wind will not plant, and whoever looks at the clouds will not reap. Now, verse 4 says, whoever watches the wind. What does Solomon mean here? Because you've never seen wind. No, Pastor, I've seen wind. No, you've never seen wind. You've heard wind. You've never seen wind. Yes, I have, Pastor. I've seen wind all the time. No, you haven't. You've seen the impact of wind. You haven't seen wind. You've seen the impact of wind on things you can see. Come on in here now. You've seen the impact that wind has on trees. And you've seen the impact that wind has on cans. You've seen the impact that wind has, watch this, on cars. Here's the issue. So you haven't seen wind. You've just seen what wind has done to other things you can see. And because the wind has done that to other things you can see, you assume the wind's going to do that to you. So you keep what you should be scattering. Did you hear what I just said? And I want to tell someone, just because it happened to them doesn't mean it's going to happen to you. Just because it happens to most people doesn't mean it's going to happen to you. How many people aren't doing what would work because it didn't work for somebody else they saw do it? Are y'all here? He said, he who watches the wind will not plant, and he who looks at the clouds will not reap. What does clouds have to do with reaping? Clouds. Look at the clouds to determine the likelihood of rain. And sometimes the likelihood of rain will determine whether or not somebody is not able, but willing. Because rain don't hurt the reaping. Getting wet hurts your outfit, but it don't stop the reaping. And when your outfit is drenched, it just impacts the way you look. And some people are not doing things that God has called them to do and gave them permission to do because they are concerned about how it's going to make them. They are scared to reap in the rain. Are y'all okay? What Solomon is exposing us to is another dynamic of man. This is interesting. Last week, we used Lazarus' life to talk about how to steward seasons of delay when God caused it. Yes. That's not what Solomon's talking about. What Solomon helps us with is how to steward seasons of delay. When you caused it. It's an indication of the revelation that we co-create our future with God by partnering with God in our decisions. That from the creation of the first human, you see God in his sovereignty deciding that he's going to allow his creation to co-create their future with him by the decisions that they make. Are you hearing what I'm saying? God did not decide to put humanity in the sinful condition we're in. It is a consequence of a choice he allowed Adam and Eve to make, because when God created the first human species, he created a species he wanted to love him back. And there is no love without choice. And they mismanaged the gift of choice. So instead of choosing in a way that would create the life God wanted for them, they chose in a way that pulled them away from that life. Therefore, all throughout Scripture, you hear him saying, choose, 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 choose. Choose ye this day who you will serve. Choose, 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 choose. And if we're honest, there's some delays, some stalling, some setbacks that we've all experienced. Not because of destiny. Not because of divine intervention, but because of decisions. And here's what's interesting about the analogy Solomon uses. Y'all not bored, are you? I'm almost done. Here it is. He doesn't use an ethical analogy. it's an agricultural analogy. So not sowing and not reaping isn't sinful. It's just silly. And Solomon's trying to get us to see some of your suffering isn't coming because you were sinful. Some of the suffering, y'all come here, some of the suffering is because we were silly. And some of us were taught if you just live right, everything will be all right. Yes, we need to live right. But your ethical compass determines if you live right. Wisdom determines if you live well. There are some dilemmas that are a result of our decisions. But I got some good news, because I'm an actual gospel preacher. Because you can't make the gospel mean what the word don't mean. You got to start with the etymology. And the word gospel means not just news. Mess with me. It means good news. I got some good news. I said I got some good news. Here's my good news. If you decided your way in, you can decide your way out. Okay. I didn't get the kind of enthusiasm I was expecting. And I'm a little bothered by that, not because I want church to be a pep rally. I'm a teacher. I'm really fine teaching from a chair. I really am. But there's some stuff I got to do to keep people engaged, because people's attention spans. But so, yes, indeed, you gotta work in 2026. But here's the point. I'm a little bothered by lack of enthusiasm, because I believe that it is indicative that the lack of enthusiasm emotionally is indicative of something you're wrestling with spiritually. Particularly those of us who kind of came up second way.
Thank you so much.
Because now, when you see a gap between what you should have done and didn't do, first, second, and third way determines what you fill that gap with. And for many of us, when we started talking about decisions and dilemmas, your problem wasn't that you wouldn't take ownership. You took so much ownership. And you took ownership in a way that, opposed to experiencing conviction, which comes from the Holy Spirit, you experience condemnation. Conviction is an invitation to change your future. Condemnation incarcerates you to your past. Condemnation is when you keep talking to yourself about your past. Conviction is when the Holy Spirit arrests your attention so that he can have a conversation with you about your future. And if you stop talking to yourself about your past, you could hear God start talking to you about your future. And some of us are saying, I'm waiting on God. And God is saying, I'm waiting on you to get a revelation. If you were silly enough to get yourself in it. But I'm sovereign enough.
Thank you so much, Soundman.
And the story of the gospel is the
BK11.
story of God.
Thank you for all your chats.
The mess that humanity.
Y'all, I'm in here listening to the word and focus. And you see I'm in here listening to the word. You over here saying, you are wonderful. Y'all are all wonderful. Y'all are all wonderful. Thank y'all so much for the support. Y'all, here at the Barber Experience, we are doing something that has never been done before. You see, we put Um, we put God first in here. We're in the Word, and no, this sermon is on YouTube. It's called Dr. Darius. He's my coach. It's Change Church, and this is dealing with delay. That's what this is.
Mom can go to Kroger.
What are you getting from there?
Diapers.
Huh?
Diapers.
What?
Diapers.
Oh, can you give me a shot? My ginger. Thank you so much. I kind of got a cold. You hear that? Thank you so much. And it's not really a cold. It's in Texas. It's been over 100 every day. So I think it's like allergies and sinuses, and just need some drainage down there. I just took some Sudafed D. Hopefully that works, but it don't stop Tasha. It did not stop Tasha because I'm on an assignment. So I appreciate y'all. The thumbs up is such a blessing. I am so honored. Oh my goodness. I thank y'all so much for liking and sharing and subscribing and commenting. Everything help us grow. When I'm with a client, when I'm with a client, when I'm with a client, it's hard for me to conversate back and forth. So y'all, if y'all have any kind of questions or anything, I will go back and read them and then try to answer some of them, or even comment them in your comments. But because when I'm with a client, I really be kind of letting the word or whatever we listen to speak more than me, and letting them kind of just focus on themselves. So we face a lot of people we face all of our clients towards the mirror, so they can kind of have that conversation within themselves and build up their own self. I cut hair all the time, yes. But that's a good question. I've been in this business for over 20 plus years. I have really honed myself on working very, very, very smart and not harder. 20 years ago, it was all about just the grind and getting these clients in and out. But now it's all about the experience. So I'm really more focused on quality than quantity. So I used to, when I used to focus on quantity over quality, I used to work hard. But when I started focused on quality over quantity, then I started working smarter and I made more money. So I do want to start another YouTube channel educating barbers and hairstylists on this level of being able to get y'all time back, so we're not behind the chair all day. I started at 9 o'clock. I'm done at 12. And what I used to take 10 hours to make, I didn't learn how to make it in like 4 hours. And even to the point where when I used to work for other people, what I used to make in a month, I make in a day. So yeah, I want to train that too. So yeah, I am busy behind the chair, but not busy like you might expect to be busy. No, them days are over for me. And I want to build barbers to get to that level as well. So yeah, any other kind of questions that you feel like you would need to know, I can answer that too. But yeah, no, I work extremely hard. That part. That in the sentence, that right there. That right there. That's exactly what I did. I completely put my experience, and definitely I knew my worth. And one big thing that I had to take me is I had to change my mindset as well. So after being in the business for 20 plus years, I didn't need to go back to school to be a doctor. I had a doctor's degree in hard knock life. So I've been behind this chair doctoring this. So now I really, in my mindset, am a doctor. So if you read it, it's called The Therapist. I live by that. I'm a doctor in this. So what you would pay a specialist. Welcome to the Barber. Welcome to the Barber experience. So absolutely. You just said it in a nutshell. I see that you got it. Keep it up. I love seeing like-minded people. I love interacting with like-minded people. I really appreciate your support. I even appreciate your comment. I love that. I love when people see the value in themselves and in others. So yeah, that's me. So yeah, any other questions, y'all? I got one more client and I'm done. I would be done before 11, but this client, I'm ready for the client right now, but they're not here and they're on their way. So get to sit down and relax a little bit. Yeah. Any other kind of questions? Anybody got any other questions? Thank you. My sign is child of God first. That's my sign. Child of God. Child of God. Change. That's my sign. I love it. Thank you so much. Thank you. Thank y'all. Y'all, you are beautiful. Y'all are all beautiful. I love the support, because now that I've been working on YouTube and trying to build up my YouTube can kind of be a little hit and miss. It be more, but I love focusing on positive comments than I do negative. I'm not the type of person that like, let me talk about this negative for 30 minutes. No, I would ignore a negative comment immediately. Because, you need to come and sit in my chair and look in the mirror and see your own flaws before you try to see anybody else's. But the ones that throw out positive, like, oh my God, thank you so much. That tells me so much how you love you and you value you. So when you love yourself and you value yourself, you tend to love and value others. So I appreciate people that take time out their day to love themselves first. Love God, love yourself, then your neighbor. So you can tell that you love God, you love yourself, and now you love your neighbors. And I really appreciate all the comments. So, like-minded. I love it. But yeah, y'all. Thank y'all so much, because y'all's YouTube though too have been showing up for the Barber experience. Really been showing up for the Barber experience. Y'all been building us crazy. Like, people been like, Tasha, your YouTube is going good. I'm like, I just cut the camera on. I know everybody thinks we're in Houston. We are not. We're in Texas. We are in Texas. We're in Dallas. We're in Frisco. Houston, here I come. You know what? Look, I'm gonna be honest. When I decide to really make the investment to go to Houston, if God willing, it can be before then. But I know for a fact I'm gonna make that transition if they put that train. If they put that train that's supposed to zoop down there in like an hour or 2 hours, we in Houston, because I can just get on the train, go down there, run that shop, come back up here. I'll be on that train like Houston, here I come, because Houston, y'all be coming through. Believe it or not, if I go up here to the map, Houston shows up here. They drive. They drive, fly, they come. I used to be so busy trying to get to all the states, but the way God done moved in this place, the states been coming here. Only God can do that. Only God. Thank you. I'ma come. I'm coming to Houston. I would love to form a team in Houston. Y'all, I'm even at the part in my career where I would love to partner with some barbershop that's already existed in Houston that want to expand their experience and let us come down there and help them grow their experience so I can refer clients to them. A lot of people, believe it or not, anybody that y'all see doing this extreme experience like that, I promise y'all can go back to y'all can go to my TikTok, my Facebook, my Instagram, or all the way back down to my stories and realize I'm the GOAT. I'm not saying that to be saying that I'm the GOAT in this. I've been doing this. Everybody else is trying to jump on what I'm doing, and I love that because I prayed for it. I prayed that barbers will take their time and give their clients the experience. The only thing that I'm starting to see in the industry is they're taking it and they exposing people in the wrong way. Like women that's exposing their bodies, making it more sexual or just not really seriously serving not only the haircut and the experience but the mind. Y'all, we do not have this is not the time or the place to do that. This ain't where you stop being thirsty. You're looking thirsty. So, I don't have any that I'd be like, oh, I refer that person. I never can find a barber shop that I can be like. And then when you go in there, it's still, they give the experience, but it's still the same degrading barbershop. And we don't do that here. We don't, we value our men. I have created an experience where I was going after, for one, a wife can know that you can bring your husband here. And it's no funny business. So I wanted that trust in women and leaders. Because leaders, a real good man, a real good man, a good leader, he's not looking for that. He's too busy. He's not looking for that. He's looking for a service. He's looking for somebody that's valuing him, his time, and his money. So he ain't looking for that. That's not what he's looking for. Society got us thinking that. And that's a very small percentage of people. And not everybody is like that. Not everybody is on that. So I really wanted to attract those kind of clients. When I first started, I used to be like, what kind of shop can I create where, because I live in Dallas, Jerry Jones will walk in, Mark Cuban will walk in, the elite will walk in and feel safe, comfortable, and be able to. That's the first way I used to think. But then when I started maturing, I started being like, what's the kind of environment that a leader will walk into and feel safe? Because when you come into the barber experience, you have to feel a sense of safety because we are about to put hot towels on your face. We are about to take your phone from you. Easy. How you get contact us at the barber experience, and my assistant will walk you through it. We have a beard line that we use called Gold Shoes. It's a black owned beard company, and yes, we would love to give you more information. It's called Gold Shoes if you want to look them up, but we can give you the information and we can send it to you as well. But yeah, I just wanted to give an environment where leaders can feel safe, comfortable, and relaxed. And it wasn't like we was trying to make them, entice them, or send out a lustful experience. Because we are doing, any profession when you're dealing with healing and massaging, it is an intimacy of massaging the arms and cleaning the feet. but it's very extremely professional and extremely healing, and that's what we like to stay on that realm of what we're doing, not trying to make you forget your problems. No, we need you to have solutions for them, because when you get up, you still have them. So let's talk about solutions and not problems. So yeah, but the beard, yeah, we have that. We have that. And so that's the reason why we listen to a lot of sermons. Design. You should have got me some water. Oh, it ain't no water in there? Huh? Where? You got him? Let me ask you this. Sorry, y'all, that was my daughter. Anybody got any more questions? Any more questions? Y'all, I'm gonna give y'all a thought. One thing I put on my Facebook yesterday was, let's make making $1,000 a day normal. Let's simmer in it. We done? Okay. So, no, let's make $1,000 a day normal. Not period. So, making $1,000 an hour is extremely. That's my annoying daughter.
Oh my goodness, Khalid is a senior. My baby is a senior.
What did she just post?
Huh?
What did she just post?
I said Khalid is a senior. My baby.
Somebody got it.
My baby.
Somebody got it. I like when it's always that 1%. One person. I need one. It's not for the masses. Only that one. That one. Take off running. You know what? The one who said it, watch. Watch life. Just because you that seed just been planted. Watch what your brain do now with it. That part. That whole part. Watch what. It's not for everybody. I had to start realizing that people like, girl, that's too, run. Start running from them, because yes, it is. It's super easy to make. Y'all, my coach, my business coach, charges $40,000 an hour. Y'all, if we sit up here talking making $1,000 a day, you still broke, to be honest. So if your brain ain't even there, you so far behind. If you making $20, $30, $40 an hour, you still make it ain't no shade. Let's grow. But you shouldn't be the one over here complaining talking about that ain't gonna. You better hope that happens because $30, $40 a day in 2026, you are poverty. Poverty. I don't care what nobody tell you. You in poverty. You poverty smacking in your head. 100%. Smacking you. You live from paycheck to paycheck. Especially if you're trying to put your kids and yourself in a good environment. I don't know where y'all live, but rent costs a lot up here. Mortgages cost a lot. It ain't even the one. Yeah, that mortgage and them taxes hitting you in your throat. Hitting that throat. Hitting that. Girl, but $40 an hour? And then me saying $40 an hour, somebody be like, oh Lord, please let me get $40 an hour. Baby, that ain't money. We been boozled with that. That ain't no money. That ain't no money. You can make it shake. But that's all you do. It's shaking. When you out here, people out here thriving. And y'all, the people on the bottom in competition, oh my God, they ain't even looking at 40. They 20. Oh man, this job paid $20 an hour. This job paying me $25 an hour. Baby, you can only take care of one person with that. You can't take care of a family with that. You struggling, you working all day. You working all day with that. Then you gotta be like, oh, I'm making good money. That's good, y'all, but just let's think bigger. You can think bigger. It is a mindset. Think big. Think big. $1,000 a day. And let me even make it better. Like I said, $1,000 an hour. And you can make that $1,000. Hey, let's try to make that $1,000 a day in 5 hours. Not 8. Y'all, it never takes you 8 hours to make no money. We've been bamboozled with that 8-hour shifts. Y'all, that's taking up too much of our time. We are like missing out on life. Mind over matter, period. If you ain't living like that, I don't know how to talk to you. I don't. I got people right now in my life talking about, I'm just trying to make $100 a day in 8 hours. You trying to live under a bridge. $2026. Boy, that's a lot. That ain't no money. That is no money. Hey, y'all, if you stumble up on this page and you want to talk about broke mindset, go to somebody else. You're on the wrong page, baby. Wrong channel. Wrong channel, man. Average thinkers, I'm allergic to them. I don't even have conversation. I don't even know how to. I don't know how to. I don't know how to talk to an average thinker. A thinker that just be like a procrastinator, a person that ain't disciplined in their thinking. Y'all, do you know I'm 46 years old and just started looking for a think coach. Like, we don't even think that. Like, do I need a think coach? Y'all, and look, if you can't even afford a think coach, Google a think coach. Go to YouTube instead of strolling, wasting your time on stuff that ain't adding you no value. Go to YouTube and put in think coach. I think one of the ones that I like, his name is Jim Quick. Thank me later. Y'all, look up Jim Quick, look up Myron Golden, look up Dr. Darius. Y'all, start feeding yourself. Don't only feed yourself healthy stuff, feed your brain healthy stuff. Like we be over here really wasting so much time feeding ourselves garbage, waking up like I don't know why I'm struggling. I can tell you why. All you can do is I can just hear. A person that be like, oh, have you seen that series? Have you? Let me see your bank account. Soon as they tell me, oh, you haven't seen that whole series, let me see your bank account. You broke. I know you broke. I know you broke. I know you are. I know you are. It's no convincing me. And look, if you don't got like, if you ain't in the millions, you broke. Bro, a millionaire is easy now. If you ain't talking billions, something wrong with you. Millionaires are made every day. These little kids are running around here being millionaires. Kids. But I tell everybody, I got a little nephew. Yeah, please do. Little kids are making more money than little kids are making more money than grown people. Just because they got up with a mindset. Just because. 100%. And I'm telling you, I love Jim Quick. I love Jim Quick. And the person on here that said that they gonna pray for me. Y'all, that's representing Jesus. Jesus said I'm supposed to be abundant. But like I just said before, I don't entertain negative comments. So I'm gonna keep you right there. If I was talking broke mindset, you would think that's Jesus. Jesus didn't come for me to build my own cross. He came. He already died on the cross. I'm here to live in abundance, and I'm going to talk about that. Like, yeah. This skin color is going to talk about abundance. Absolutely. Whoever your man is, like, okay, yeah. Let's like go over that comment. But yeah, back to what I was saying. $1,000 a day, comma, so we can making $1,000 a day, comma, so making $1,000 an hour would be super normal. Let's make that normal. Let's make that normal. Let's completely make that normal. Let's chart. Let's start making $1,000 a day, comma, so making $1,000 an hour be normal. That's for starters. Let's start there. Let's try to start there. Let's build that together. Let's collaborate. Get into your community. Collaborate with people. Y'all, because in the Bible it says one put 1,000 to flight. So one person should be able to put 1,000. But if you collaborate with two, in God's math, two can put 10,000. Go look that up in the Bible. I'm telling y'all, what we can do together is way, way bigger than what we can do separate. We don't need negative. We don't need hate. We don't need that. We can't even afford that. Only people that spread hate, I promise you, if you go look at their accounts, they're broke. Not only even if they ain't even broke financially, which they are, I promise you they are. They definitely broke spiritually, mentally, and emotionally. They're so broken. And broke people love company. They don't want to see people grow. Because you know why? They don't even want to see themselves growing. So you can't push for somebody else to want to see you grow when they don't even believe they self can grow. So you don't even know how to have conversation with somebody that don't even love they self and push they self. It start with you. It start with you. When you start loving yourself, you push yourself, you grow yourself. And then you want to grow and support others. Period, point, and blank. That's how it is. Thank you so much. I just love y'all. Ooh, it just hits my heart when y'all just, I love talking like this. This is who I am as a real human being. I talk like this to my daughter. This is how I talk to my daughters, my son, my husband. I'm happily married. Happily. For 10 plus years. Yes, this is how we talk in our household. And I talk like this at home first. Then I come to the shop. But my home, not only is my home clean, organized, and happily. Everybody that works here is 100% family. Blood. Blood family. Because it starts at home. The first society God gives humans is your home. So if you want to say why is society corrupt, look at your own home. Y'all, all this started at home. God really don't care about building businesses more than he care about building family. So make sure you start at home. This stuff should all start at home. I just put a status up the other day and was like, I had a couple of my friends on Facebook that said that they want their kids to go to work first so they can teach them, so work can teach them customer service. I thought that was just like so bizarre. Like, why would you want work to teach your kids customer service? Thank you. Thank you. Why would you want work to teach your kid customer service? Customer service starts at home. Love and serve your family. What does customer service mean? If you don't love and serve your mom and your daddy, that birthed you, that's taking care of you, that's putting a roof over your head, clothes on your back, food on your table, been there from day one, you need somebody to pay you? Y'all, why are we sending our kids out in the world not knowing customer service? Please teach your kid how to have customer service at home. Pretty please. Make that a point. Make making customer service a point. At home. At home. Y'all, I'm going to cut this off, cut it back on when my client comes. I love y'all so much. Love, peace.